Hi everybody, my name is Helen. This is my first YouTube video. I have been planning to do this for probably like 4 or 5 years, and I just was always procrastinating as to what I'm going to do with my channel and how I'm going to have the layout. So I'm really not sure how this first video is going to go. I'm super excited because I finally received my Be Perfect Carnival Pro Palette, the XL Pro Palette. I have the original palette and it's amazing, so I was really excited to see how the newer one performs. So I'm just going to pull my hair back and I'm going to take my glasses off because I really can't see anything, and this is going to be a major challenge in recording, but we will see how it goes. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm just going to prime my face with Smashbox. It's the photofinish primerizer. I used this a couple of times. I used to work at Sephora, so I have a lot of gratis that I'm still getting through. I'm also really excited because I finally received my Plouise base. This is number 1. I was really trying to get 0 because I like to have a blank slate when I'm doing my eyes. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers at this point. So I always just take a little bit on the back of my hand. From what I hear, a little bit goes a very long way with this. So I'm just going to start with a little bit of primer. Oh, this is really thick. What I'm really noticing, one of my biggest challenges, because I'm recording on my Galaxy Note 9, is remembering what side the camera's on so I'm not constantly looking in the other direction, because I did film another video before this, but I was looking in the wrong direction. So it's like, you know, it was really weird. Maybe at some point I'll put it up, but not as my first video. So this is the palette. The colors are really gorgeous. I love bright colors. I feel the most happy when I'm wearing bright colors. And since we're going through this crazy time during the pandemic, I figured bring in some light in this darkness. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start, let me see. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the Morphe M507. This is the really thin tapered crease brush. And I'm going to go in with, every time I do this, I always feel like I know what I'm going to do. And then I end up changing my mind because I see so many other amazing things that I can do. All right. So I'm going to go in with this really pretty color called In Lust. This one right here. So how's everybody doing? I know that I live in New York City. So it's Tuesday, May 19th. Yeah, Tuesday, May 19th. So the original stay-at-home order was expired on the 15th, was last Friday, but then they extended it until, I believe it's until June 6th. So hopefully things will start to open up slowly. New York is still seeing a lot of, new patients with COVID. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that we can, it's actually easier to look into the camera. I'm hoping that we'll be able to start opening up some non-essential businesses, because people are losing a lot of money. Today is Tuesday, May 18th. So we have been in lockdown in New York City. It's been just over 2 months. I remember on Friday, March 13th, a lot of businesses started to close, and then the week after, so on the 20th, that's when the stay-at-home order went into effect in New York City. So, you know, a lot of businesses like nail salons, hair salons, restaurants, they're getting hit really, really hard because so I don't know how everybody's business is, but some people applied for small business loans, but then by the time they got to it, there was no money left. And I know of a lot of businesses that they're trying to do the right thing by paying their employees, but you can only pay with what you have. They're still responsible for paying the rent or the mortgage for their location, as well as paying taxes. And, you know, even though they're not there, they're not in the stores, in their location, they still have to pay electricity, you know, and phone. It's, even though the bills are going to be less, it's still really hard on a lot of businesses. So I'm hoping that we'll see some of the non-essential businesses being able to open up. Okay, I'm back. So I noticed that I kept on looking in the other direction, so I'm gonna see how this way goes. Let me switch back. I don't know. But how is everybody doing? What cities are you in, and what impacts have you noticed in your cities? And how are you being affected? I'm very thankful that I work with a doctor who is still paying us. I went in one day last week and one day the week before just to catch up on some of the paperwork. But you know, I know that a lot of employers really can't afford to do that. I'm just really so happy and thankful that I have one where I'm not getting hit. You know, I'm actually starting to save money because I haven't been going out to restaurants and to bars and stuff like that. And then I realized I really don't have any hobbies where everything that I'm used to doing is closed and I'm saving money. So I've just been spending a lot of money on shoes at DSW. I have 2 feet, but I've bought probably like 8 pairs of shoes from DSW in the last 2 months. And DSW keeps on sending me coupons. They're really trying to trap me. I don't appreciate it, but you know, everybody has that one company that's always sending them coupons, and they're always there for it. What's your company that you have a weakness for? I would really like to know, because I know I'm not the only person. So these colors are really pretty and pigmented. It just needs to go up a little bit. Still trying to figure out. Ooh. I'm still trying to figure out how to juggle. Oh, that's probably how people do it. They probably put a mirror there. I'm going to have to get a little mirror. I have to get a little mirror so I could put here, because I think that's what people do so that they're looking into the camera. Because, huh?
It's become second nature.
All right. So now I'm going to go in. I'm really feeling this color. It's called a hot pink. It's called Funki. This one right here. So I'm just going to go right over the edge. Actually, let me blend this out a little bit more. So I really don't know what to talk about. So I'm just freestyling it right now. I may be all over the place because I do have anxiety. And during this pandemic, I've been really working on breathing techniques and how to be able to really control my thoughts and not to allow my thoughts to take over me, like I've done in the past so many times. This is definitely I'm a work in progress. This is all new to me. Well, not new. I'm gonna be 42 next month, and I've been dealing with anxiety and depression most of my life, and it has been probably the last like 12 years that I started working on myself. So it is pretty new when you look at it along the lines of me being 42. So I started when I was around 30. Yeah, I started when I was around 30. Wow. 12 years. That's a long time. What has everybody learned about themselves in the last 10 to 12 years? I know I'm a completely different person than I thought that I was once I gave myself a chance to really be able to grow into who I am and be able to accept who I am, instead of always feeling like I need to impress people, and you know, I'm not like I have to do things to make them happy instead of making myself happy, because at the end of the day I have to live with myself. And when I've made these choices to not do things where I don't feel comfortable with and I don't feel happy with, I felt better with myself. But there's still that inner turmoil, constantly second guessing myself. But in my heart of hearts, I know that I'm doing the right thing. I'm going to actually soften this up with this color called Foolish right here. I'm going right back in with the Morphe M330. This is the same brush that I used with the color Funki, because this color payoff is really nice and it blends out beautifully. Does anybody have any pets? Do they... Hey! You see, this is Nyx. Get down. Come on. Come on. Ever since I set this up, she's been all up in my business. She's always in my business. Every time I do something, she wants to know what I'm doing. A lot of times she doesn't want me to play with her, but she wants to know exactly what is going on at all times. Because she's a little bum. Come, Nyx, come. Really? Come on, get down. Nyx. Okay. Well, she's just going to be in the shot. Let me move over so I could give her her lights. Because she wants to be a part of it. That's why I keep everything closed so I don't have to wind up disinfecting everything all over again. Nyx, what are you doing over there? She is just all up in my business. Nyx, no, come on. Get down. Get down. Come on. She's a bum. So we have 2 cats, my husband and I, Darwin. We have 2 cats. That one, the little black and white one, is the nut. She is Nyx. She will be 8 months old on Thursday of this week. And then we have Artemis. He is 15 months old. He is gray. And he is on the other table, not minding his business. They always want to mind my business. Now I'm going to cut my crease. That's why people always use a smaller mirror. I'm learning why the people that I see have smaller mirrors. So now I'm just gonna cut my crease. This is a Morphe brush, but this brush I've had for like 10 years. I honestly don't even know where I got it from. Nyx, come. Get your butt down. Come on, get down, get down. Excuse me, she is ridiculous. She was trying to drink the water out of my glass because she's a bum. Remember I told you that she was a bum? This is what we go through all the time. When she's sleeping, she doesn't want to be bothered. But, you know, when we're doing things or when we're sleeping, forget about it. It's all about her. One thing that I must say about this Plouise base is a little bit goes a very long way with it. And it dries down really fast, which is nice. So on my lid, Be Perfect Clientele palette, I want to go in with the color Pink Rose and Luxe. So I'm just going to tap back and forth on these because I don't want something that's too pink, but then I don't want something that's too gold. So I just pat that on. What shows have people been watching? We have Netflix, HBO Go, Amazon Prime, and our Spectrum app, which we just have basic cable, and the basic cable's just been like, we've been basically using it just so that we have internet access, because basic cable really doesn't have anything. Basic cable used to have freaking Animal Planet and Adult Swim, and there are just so many channels now that you have to pay for, which I find to be repulsive. I refuse to pay the extra money for channels that used to be free. It's just ridiculous how they've done it, but people are paying for it, so that's what that is. What is everybody's favorite shows? I'm looking for a new show to binge on because I've finished everything that we have. I watched Insecure. I'm up to date. HBO Go only gives one episode a week every Sunday, and it's frustrating because I'm home all day, so I have time to watch it, and then I don't have anything to watch because they release it so late. My husband and I have been watching Mike Tyson Mysteries, which is actually really funny. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that, but that show is hilarious. I don't know who my favorite character is in that show because they're all four characters are hilarious. But I don't know, like Pigeon is just ridiculous. Everybody tell me if you've watched Mike Tyson Mysteries, who your favorite character is. I feel like there's always Pigeon always has some crazy thing to talk about. He always has like the worst comments ever, and I find them to be hilarious. I'm getting eyeshadow all over my face, which is always fun. That's why I always have a napkin, so I can wipe that clean. So now I'm gonna do some color correcting because under my under eyes are so dark. They've always been dark. Everybody in my family has dark under eyes. Everybody in my family looks like we need to take a nap, but we're all wide awake. So I'm using the LaGirl, what is this called? The Pro Concealer. It's in orange because my under eye circles are so dark that I have to do the darkest orange one so that it cancels out the discoloration because it's just so bad. Now I'm going in, this is a Sephora Pro eyeshadow, what is this? It's a Sephora Pro brush. It's a concealer brush, number 57. I like this because I can buff the color in really nicely. One of those cats blew up that litter box. And now I'm gonna go in with my Jouer creme brulee. This is the, what is this called? I can't even see without my glasses. Oh, the Essential High Coverage Concealer. I am on practically on E on this. I am scooping out as much as I can. Just tapping this in. This is my Real Techniques blender. I like this one better than Beauty Blender because of the shape. I'm able to get under my eyes a lot easier than I am with a Beauty Blender. With a Beauty Blender, the pointy part is okay, but it's not. I don't get the same effect with it. So now I'm gonna go in with my Hourglass Seamless Finish foundation. I love this foundation so much, but the problem with Hourglass is that, and the problem with a lot of foundations is that I'm in between shades. So I get the darker one and then I mix it in with a lighter foundation, which is the easiest way. In the summer, this will probably be really light for me. This is in the shade Natural Amber. In the summer, this will probably be light for me, but you know, who knows what's gonna happen because with everything being locked down, I don't know. So I just do 2 pumps of that and I'm just going to mix it in. This is the Georgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is a beautiful, beautiful foundation. This is shade number 6. What are you doing, Artemis? Hey, psst, 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 psst. You gotta knock my ring light down. Both of them are a pain in my butt. They weren't talking to me all day, but now all of a sudden, because I'm recording, everybody wants to talk to me. Now I'm the popular person. And I like to have my foundation a little bit darker, like 1 or 2 shades darker than my skin tone anyway, because when I'm taking pictures, if I have a foundation that's my shade, I look really flushed. I look really washed out. What's beautiful about this ambient light finishing powder from Hourglass is that it changes the way that the light is I think it's the way that it's reflected off of your skin, or yeah, I think it's the way that the light is reflected off your skin. So you always look like you're in perfect lighting. I remember when I was working at Sephora, I was there for maybe like 2 weeks. So there was a makeup artist, because I used to work on Sephora 34th Street. I started working there back in 2016, right before Thanksgiving. I started, I believe it was like in the beginning or the middle of November. So there was this makeup artist that was there, and no matter what lighting he was in, his skin looked absolutely amazing. So I had to ask him, I'm like, what are you using? And he showed me, and I've been hooked ever since. The powder is pricey, but to me it's worth it because a little bit goes a very long way. So I use it to set my under eyes. I use a little bit, I use it heavier under my eyes because I usually cake under my eyes. And then I just use it as a finishing powder, just tap and rolling. I just plucked my eyebrows today. This is the first time I've touched my eyebrows in, it's been 2 months. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see the difference. This is the side with the finishing powder. This is the side that's not. This side just looks so much smoother. Come, here we go. There's a NYX on my desk again. NYX. Psst, psst. Hey. She just does not care. She is not paying any mind to me. And Artemis is over here looking at me. So I have an audience. As my bronzer, I am using Fentybeauty Caramel Cutie. Ha, that rhymes, that's cute. I love Fentybeauty. I love Rihanna. So I feel like nothing that she does is like everything that she comes out with is just absolutely beautiful. I remember when I was working in Sephora, it was a problem because I wanted to buy everything. It was just so hard. I love makeup. I love makeup so much. And just working in Sephora was a blessing and a curse because the blessing was I was learning how to use the products the way that the brands manufacture the products to work. But then when I learned the stories about the products, then I wind up buying more. I buy more stuff than I normally would have, which is a problem, which I actually should go on Fenty's website because they have a 25% off. And I could just get the Fenty concealer. See, I just convinced myself to buy more stuff. So after I'm done with this, I will go on Fenty's website and get some concealer and probably get another bronzer and maybe another blush because now they have the cream blushes. And because I have a problem, I ordered makeup for the first time in about, I would say like 5 months, maybe longer than that. I may be exaggerating it, but whatever. In my mind, it was a while when I ordered from Be Perfect, when I got the Carnival XL palette, because I absolutely love Be Perfect. I don't know if everybody's familiar with them, but they're a UK-based brand. So everything is cruelty-free, which I'm all for. I have some products that I'm still working through that are not cruelty-free because I still have it from gratis from Sephora, like the Georgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I didn't buy that foundation. Everything that I purchase is cruelty-free. And now I'm really looking on ethically sourced products, which is making my brand repertoire of cosmetics and just everyday products a lot smaller because I don't want to use products that, you know, that people are being exploited, children are being exploited. You know, I'm really working on that. That's the next step. Edit. I don't buy products that are tested on animals. I buy products that are cruelty-free. I'm still working through some products that have been tested on animals that are not cruelty-free, like Giorgio Armani, the Luminous Silk Foundation. I got that as gratis from Sephora. I didn't purchase that foundation. I mean, I probably would have if it was cruelty-free, but because it's not, I didn't. The next step is really finding products that are ethically sourced, which is so hard in this day and age because everything is so, there's so much exploitation in the world. So I'm really careful on what I'm buying. I know that they use mica for cell phones and for other electronics, which honestly, that's something that's outside of my control because how are you going to survive without having a cell phone and not having, well, I mean, I could live without a TV, but you know, they're just, the list is so vast on the products that they use mica in. And now with this typhoon, the cyclone, the super cyclone that's that they think that's going to land in Bangladesh and India in the next day or so, it's going to be really hard on a lot of people. And my thing with mica is, you know, it's an ethical issue, because I don't know if, you know, I know that it can't really be ethically sourced, right? Because there's no regulation on if children could go in the mines or not, but parents usually send the children in because they're smaller and they're able to get the mica rock a lot faster than an adult can. But then it's like, there is dangerous for them, but then it's their livelihood, because if their children weren't working, how would they be able to survive? Which I know is more of a global problem, but it's one day at a time, and every little thing that we can do to help change the world will be better. The blush that I'm using is from Anastasia. This is the blush trio in Berry Adore. I just use all three of these colors. I just swipe my brush over. This is an old MAC brush that I've had. This is one of the first MAC brushes that I've ever used. I've had this brush, look how old it is. It's already ripped, it's already rubbed off. And the reason why I have a lot of items that have this pinkish red nail polish on it. That's from when I was in makeup artistry school. We had to mark everything off, so that, because everybody had products that looked the same, and my instructor didn't want anybody's products to get lost. So I have it on my brushes, I have it on my clips for my hair. I probably have little pink dots there. So next I'm going to go in. This is my favorite highlighter ever. This is Trophy Wife from Fenty. I know that this has been out. It's going on 3 years. I love this highlighter. This is the second one that I have. First one I had was when Fenty launched, when I was still working with Sephora. And as soon as I went into work, I got there early just so I could go to the Fenty gondola to make sure that I got a Trophy Wife, because I had to have it. When I went for the brand training, before everything was released, before the products were released by Rihanna, I fell in love with it. And they made us take the makeup off, which was so hard, because the Trophy Wife highlighter is just so beautiful. I love it. And I used to take a bath in this. Like, my coworkers used to laugh. They used to say, wow, you love that highlight. Like, absolutely. There was no doubt. Like, if Rihanna would have came, people probably would have told her, oh yeah, she's always wearing that. I love this highlighter. This is what I'm talking about, the shedding with the brushes. This is a Jaclyn Hill brush. This was in a Jaclyn Hill Morphe brush. This is a... looks like it says Jaclyn Hill. I cannot see this. Hold on a second. Let me put my glasses on so I could give people the correct number, because I have no idea. Not that I can see with my glasses. I have to go get my eyes examined on Thursday. Thank goodness I found an eye optical that's open. Oh, it's Jaclyn Hill 09. And as I'm doing this, I'm realizing that I forgot to do my eyebrows. This is the first time that I'm doing my makeup in, it's been like 3 months. It's been really bad. I haven't had the enthusiasm to do my makeup, because I wasn't going anywhere. So another thing I can get from Fenty, I need another eyebrow pencil. But I'm gonna go in. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the gel pomade. This is in the shade medium brown. You're gonna see me squinting a lot because I really can't see, which is really bad, but it is what it is. I'm even forgetting what order I do my makeup, because I didn't do the drop shadow. I didn't do a lot of stuff, but I was already doing the highlighter. I guess I was more excited about doing a highlight than I was about doing my eyebrows and the drop shadow, which is fine. I love this this eyebrow pencil from Fenty. This is in the shade, I think this is medium brown. Hold on. Because everything I usually get is medium brown. It's Brow MVP in medium brown. If anybody has any ideas on topics of things that I should do, or like if they have any questions, just leave me a comment. This is all new for me, so I'm just going one step at a time. And I'm working on not having a lot of anxiety about this, because I can literally drive myself crazy in overthinking things. It feels so nice and so weird to have eyeliner, to have makeup on. So I'm going to do the drop shadow. I'm going to go back in with that old Morphe brush that I have. I'm going to go back in with that shade in Lust. I'm just going to drag that under my lower eyelid, under my lower lash line. I always do a drop shadow, because without a drop shadow, on my eyes especially, they look empty if I don't do eyeshadow on the bottom. And just stick with it. So now I'm going to use another Morphe X Jaclyn Hill brush. This is Jaclyn JH40, and I'm just going to use that color Funki again. And I'm just going to drag that right underneath just to diffuse those colors. I like to have extra. I'm really extra when it comes to eyeshadow. I always have been. I used to look like Mimi from the Drew Carey show, so this is definitely an improvement. You know what, let me blow this out a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna put any lashes or eyeliner on, only because because this is my first tutorial, and I'm just going to leave it just like that. Might as well just put some finishing spray. So I just used the Kat Von D Lock-It spray. My favorite is actually, well, I would say, no, it's not that it's my favorite. The one that I always used for years was from Urban Decay. Which one was it? I don't remember what it's called now offhand, but it has purple writing on it. That was my absolute favorite. And, you know, I'm still working through gratis. So this is from Kat Von D before her rebranding. And I don't find it any different than the one from Urban Decay. Next setting spray that I really want to try is one from Cover FX, the Dewy Skin. I had a little sample from the points from Sephora, and it was absolutely amazing. I gotta try it again. I have to get the full one, but it's pretty pricey for a setting spray. I think it's like $38, which I think is expensive for a setting spray. What is everybody's favorite setting spray? Well, that is it. That is the look, so that I could sit in the living room with my husband and just watch TV and chat. Well, actually attempt to watch something, because I feel like we've watched every single thing. If anybody has any recommendations on any shows or any movies, please let me know in the comments so that I can have something else to do. I'm going back to work on June 1st, so it's a little over 2 weeks until I go back, which I'm really excited about, because I need to just get outside on a regular basis instead of just being at home. I love spending time with my husband and our cats, but we need to just get back into a routine where we're going places and we're doing things and we're interacting with other people safely, of course. But everybody have a blessed evening. It was wonderful working with you guys, and I hope to see everybody soon. Bye.